think the only thing I regret in my life was cashing out my 401k to throw myself a birthday party.
My name is Corinne, and this year I ordered Uber Eats over 100 times. My name's Corinne, and this year I got into a car accident and didn't fix my car. I just bought a new car instead.
What is one bad financial decision that you regret making in life?
U.S. Terror. I got wiped 64 bands.
So today we're going to be taking a look at some people who made some pretty bad financial decisions. I think these videos are very important, and a comment from you guys sums it up perfectly. A smart man learns from his mistakes, and a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. And with social media, we could take a look at a lot of people's slip-ups. We have a ton of stuff to go over today, along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But let's just jump right into it.
My name's Corinne, and this year I averaged 10 hours of screen time per day. My name is Corinne, and this year I ordered Uber Eats over 100 times. My name's Corinne, and this year I got into a car accident and didn't fix my car. I just bought a new car instead. My name's Corinne, and at the beginning of the year I got a new job, and it ended up being working for someone that's a criminal, went to jail, and then tried to sue me. My name's Corinne, and I booked a 3-month marketing deal with a pickleball place, but I tore my ACL on day 1. My name's Corinne, and I took an Uber 8 times this year when it was a distance I definitely could have walked. My name's Corinne, and this marks another year of never returning a singular thing from Amazon.
We got a few things to talk about ordering Uber Eats 100 times. I mean, we talked about it a lot on this channel. Clearly, that's going to be very expensive, and then she gets into a car wreck, and I guess that means it's time to just get a brand new one. That'll come up a little bit later in this video, and using Uber when you really didn't need to, and not returning a single item from Amazon while your screen time averages 10 hours a day probably means you bought a good amount of products that just sit there in your house not being used. I asked you guys in an older video what's the worst financial decision you've ever made. I financed a 2015 Ford Explorer. I got a great rate, but with my 5-year term it's taking forever to pay off. I currently owe $7,000 and the car is only worth $5,000, along with issues with the car that'll cost another $3,000 to fix. My 3 Bathing Ape Shark hoodies, $1,600 on 3 hoodies. Those hypebeast days were pretty crazy. Buying books and building them up over the past few years, but not actually reading them. Getting credit cards and not paying it off. I lost almost $250,000 letting my friend who just got his real estate license sell my house when I was deployed overseas. I feel like that comment needs to get expanded on. That seems like a crazy story. Not paying off my house as soon as possible, wasting $100,000 in mortgage interest. Financing a 2-week vacation for 2 entirely on credit cards. It took maybe 2 to 3 years to pay them off fully. All for 2 weeks. Dropping out of college twice, co-signed a friend's motorcycle loan when I was 19 years old, and they never made a payment. That's also going to come up a little bit later in this video. Not taking my paid off 2010 Highlander to a mechanic after it started making noises, and just trusting the dealership that it would be more to fix it than it was worth. They're going to do everything in their power to get you to drive off in a brand new vehicle of theirs. And then the car payment cycle starts all over again. Buying enough fireworks to fill a GMC Suburban with a credit card. Financing a $1,500 iPhone, and I think they're only getting more expensive. The rumor of the new flip iPhone coming out is going to be a few $1,000s, but we could talk about something that's been popping up on social media over the past few weeks. A similar situation to the Chase Bank glitch we've talked about probably about a year ago now has now turned into the Klarna glitch, or the Klarna Method. That is still very illegal as well, but it doesn't matter. People love to flex on social media, incriminating yourself as well. But we'll take a look at this clip explaining it a little bit more in depth.
So I've been seeing this Klarna scam that people are running there flexing on social media. And it's so hilarious how dumb these people are. Let's run down this whole scam. So people are using people's social security numbers on Klarna, and they're going into big stores like Best Buy. Best Buy tracks you with cameras as you walk in. They buy iPads, TVs, all this high expensive things. Then they use the fake Klarna to pay for it. So when you pay for it using Klarna, Klarna's going to track you. Best Buy is going to track you. And they document everything you spend, everything you've bought. Then when you leave Best Buy with all the stuff which you still on camera, you put all the stuff into your car, then you leave. They have cameras in the parking lot. So they're going to have your license plate number in your car. They're going to know what you look like. They're going to have all the people that are with you. And y'all think y'all are going to get away with this. At this point, you might as well just walk your happy in the prison and tell them, oh, I'm gonna be here about 5 or 10 years.
We already saw the consequences to the Chase Bank glitch before. It's not like the bank said, you know what, this is our bad, everything's completely fine, you don't have to pay it back. It's pretty easy to follow every single transaction along with cameras, photos, everywhere. There's no possible way that you're going to get away with this. How are they getting people's social security numbers so easily? That's scary. And a reply to that, did you forget about Equifax's major data breach a while back? Along with almost any other company you could think of, people are getting their data leaked almost every day. Privacy is basically not a thing on the internet anymore.
What is one bad financial decision that you regret making in life?
Oh my God, when I got all that money from COVID,
Stimmy?
when I got my stimmy, actually that wasn't a bad decision because me and my friends, every weekend we would get hotels and we would throw a party in the hotels.
With the stimmy?
With the stimmy, low key. So, I mean, it was irresponsible, but at the same time, we had a time. So,
Looking back retrospect, what would you have spent that money on instead of hotels?
I would think about buying a business, whatever business it was.
Yeah, because it's that easy. You go to the business store to buy businesses. The way she was talking about it was a little odd. There were some comments. Is she talking about the PPP loan checks or unemployment? If it was some sort of PPP loan, it was definitely legal to throw parties at the hotel with that money. But most of the other comments aren't much better. The stimmy wasn't enough to buy a business anyway, so rock on. I paid my car off with my check. I wish I would have bought nonsense, but it was paid off in 2021. You wish you made a poor financial decision. What else am I really supposed to say? We got another comment from you guys right here. I was looking at a cruise I couldn't afford, seriously considered booking it, and then I saw this video. It's like scared straight. Hopefully that's what a lot of these videos on this channel do, a lot of de-influencing, some sort of scared straight or learning from other people's mistakes, because I honestly think life is too short to just learn from your own mistakes. But now we'll get into the cryptocurrency and meme coin portion of this video.
I'm telling you right now, you do not want to miss this. Trump has a meme coin, Vine has a meme coin, Mark Cuban is talking about launching his own, and people are becoming millionaires off this. If you are not paying attention, you are missing out on the biggest money-making wave of 2025. I'm telling you right now, every influential person, a person that can get attention, every app, every company is about to drop their own meme coin. This is not just a trend. This is a full-blown gold rush in real time. Pay attention closely. You could be making life-changing money through meme coins.
I'm going to tell you right now, you are not going to make life-changing money through meme coins. Saying this is the biggest money-making wave and this is a gold rush is an interesting way of saying that it's just a scam. If you find out about a meme coin the same time everybody else does, it's already too late. As soon as you put your money in, the people who started it will take all of theirs out for a profit, rug pulling you, and you'll lose all of your cash. I know that this has been going on for years now, but I guess I still have to state it because I see examples of it all the time, and we could go right over to the next clip of somebody losing 5 figures trying to do this.
What is one bad financial decision that you regret making in life?
U.S. Terra. I got wiped 64 bands.
Wait, how?
I invested in the crypto, and the South Korean dude liquidated 14 billion or like 13 billion in one night.
Oh, okay.
It literally wiped me for 64 bands in like less than 30 minutes.
What was going on through your mind at that point?
How the f- am I get my money back? I cried a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was like 19.
Yeah, no, that's a big amount.
Nah, real shit.
Wait, how'd you even get that amount in the first place? From crypto?
A little bit of crypto, a little bit of growing up and raised in Long Beach, so you know a lot of people.
Yeah, dude, you gotta do whatever it takes.
Nah, real shit.
Are you still invested right now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what's a good crypto to invest in right now?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
At least at the end, he knows that this is not worth it. $64,000 gone at 19 years old. I know a few months ago, all the crypto and meme coin guys look like geniuses, but now fast forward to today, and a lot of stuff has gone down pretty significantly in value, if not completely worthless when we're talking about meme coins.
Why I'm not paying off my student loans as an MBA grad making $200K a year. I'll pay them off eventually, but here's why I'm not in a rush to do it. Let's say I took out a $100K loan and that I have 10 years to pay it back at a 6% interest rate. Let's also say that I have $100K sitting in my bank right now that I can use to pay back my loans, if only. The simple thing to do would be to take that $100K and pay off my loans, right? Think again. If I take my $100K to pay off the loan, I'm debt free, but I also now have $0. If I invest my $100K, I'll make $160K in 10 years from compounding returns. Over the same time period, I need to pay back $135K on my loan principal and interest. Let's do the math. 160 minus 135 equals $25,000 that I made from not paying off my student loans immediately.
And the issue with this is summed up in this comment, except you can't assume that you could get that much return from the S&P. It's not guaranteed. I know there's been very solid returns over the past few years, but especially with how overvalued everything is today with all the AI talk, the future, like the next 10 years she was talking about, is not guaranteed to have those types of returns. An investment is a risk, but me paying off a loan is a guarantee. Exactly. I just personally would feel better not owing anybody anything instead of possibly taking that risk for return in the future. But we can move on to the next example with some guy who was definitely taken out of the Wolf of Wall Street book.
One of the worst financial decisions or mistakes I ever made came in the year 2007. I was 22 years old. And I was working at a gym, minimum wage, front desk, picking up the phone, signing people up for spin class. But prior to working at the gym, I worked in the restaurant industry as a line cook in a kitchen. I worked double shifts. I made a lot of money. And during all of those years, I lived at home. So I had like very low expenses. Hey, thanks, Mom. But by the time I got to the gym in 2007, I had a lot of money. I didn't know what to do with it. I wasn't really investing it. And this guy would come into the gym. He was a regular, and he was always talking about these stocks. This predates finance influencers on social media. But this guy was kind of like an influencer. He would come in and he would say, "Hey, I got a new stock. And one day he came in and he said, "You like soda?" And I said, "Sure, I like soda." And he said, "Well, there's a new soda company, and it's going to destroy Coca-Cola. It's going to destroy Pepsi. They're in grocery stores everywhere. You gotta look at this stock. It's called Jones Soda."
And we could just cut the video there. Going over to the stock price in 2007, it was anywhere from $20 to almost $30 a share. This is around when this guy bought it. Currently at market open at the time of recording this, it is 30 cents a share. Virtually everything that you put in at the peak is completely wiped clean. I lost a bunch of money on Jones Soda too. We should make t-shirts. I bought Oracle at $2.97 and watched it drop and drop. Debt situation is really bad, so I had to sell half. Currently at the time of recording, Oracle is at $143 a share, losing half of everything that they put in. I remember when Jones Soda and Krispy Kreme were going to make everyone millionaires. Didn't work out for me either. You 100% have to do your own research. Don't trust anybody trying to sell you a product or a stock like that. It'll more than likely steal your cash.
I can't wait to financially afford who I truly am, because this is the budget version of me right now. I'm not actually so casual and laid back. I'm just underfunded for my vision. All right, my dream lifestyle costs a lot of money that I don't currently have.
And I think having this type of mentality going through life, you'll never have that kind of lifestyle. Unless you hit it big and make $10 million instantly somehow, this is a very long-term gain. Saving, being able to budget. But if you're stuck like so many people are in the social media world of "I want it now, everything needs to be here now," instant gratification, comparing yourself to other people's lives online, you'll probably never be able to be financially free.
The difference between you and me is that if someone gave me $600,000 is I wouldn't be like, let me go find a financial advisor and let me see the best way that I can invest this or use this to my advantage to potentially make more money in the future. Not me. Okay? You know what I'm doing? Lamborghini LP 640. Okay? And it's going to be whatever color I want. Probably blue, because everything I own is blue. If you think I'm joking, take a lap around my page.
It's very similar to the last clip with that type of mindset, and most likely he wants a Lamborghini just to show off on social media, just like all the other course seller guru types. But now we'll get into more of the car portion of this video.
Came to Toyota today to get a new battery. I'm leaving with a new car.
Why Toyotas last forever with proper maintenance? I'm driving mine until it dies. Technically, you did get a new battery though. Me takes my RAV4 in for an oil change. Also me leaves with a 4Runner. POV, every guy trying to resist the urge to buy an M4 or a Rolex instead of their first home. Another one on screen. Unfortunately, budgeting is not in the cards for us. We're just going to have to make more money. But funny enough, that's a real quick way to go broke. And I guess they couldn't handle the reaction from people on TikTok, so they turned off the comments. I don't know, I feel like if it was really that easy to just decide to make more money, wouldn't everybody be doing it right now in this high cost of living climate? Probably.
The worst financial mistake I've ever made, I'll be honest with you guys, is this car that I'm currently driving. And it's not the car itself, like I literally love this car. I can't imagine myself driving anything else. It's the fact that I have car payments, which is so stupid. It literally makes me sick thinking about it. I wish we would have just waited like a year and maybe saved up like $20,000 in cash and bought a used car, because purchasing a brand new car was so dumb. Not only did it lose value like the second we drove it off the lot, but now we're paying interest payments on top of that. And this car is already 2 years old. Like, it was only brand new for like 5 minutes, so might as well have bought a used car. But at least I learned that lesson in my early 20s so that I never do that again in my life.
We'll just go right over to the comments section with this one. $20,000 for a used car. Ha ha ha. Good luck unless you want a very old or high mileage one. On one hand, I do agree that used vehicles have gone up in price significantly. In the $20,000 range, you could still get a pretty solid, reliable vehicle that isn't very old or has high mileage. I bet that instead of looking at a used Corolla or Civic, they're definitely looking at used BMWs that are only a couple years old. But we got another screenshot here. What's the biggest mistakes that you've made in your 20s? Adding Apple Pay to my phone. 22,000 likes on that one. Gambling. Do not gamble. Not saving. Made easily 300,000 on the road between 19 to 24 and came home with $5,000. If that's true, that's a crazy misstep. You'd be so much farther ahead financially in your life. I spent $20,000 on DoorDash during COVID. Lent money to friends. It ruins friendships every time. Using real money in Clash of Clans, the app game. Can't believe I'm saying this. Getting rid of my paid off truck for a new one. Moving out too soon. Save money. Student loans. A 1-year subscription at the gym. I went twice. That's exactly what the gyms want from you. I became an addict at the casino. I wrecked my Lexus and then got a BMW afterwards without doing any actual research. Somebody just said FIFA points, more currency in video games. Financing a car, don't do it. The next one, don't finance a vehicle. Treating credit cards like fun money. Turning $300 into $22,000 in stocks, got greedy and kept losing, chasing and eventually lost it all. Having a car with $600 monthly payments, working at a hotel getting paid $15 an hour. And we got another one here of somebody cashing out all of their 401k. This one was just for a birthday party, apparently.
I think the only thing I regret in my life was cashing out my 401k to throw myself a birthday party. Like, that was dumb. I didn't need to do that.
Retirement age is not guaranteed, but your awesome birthday actually happened, and now you got nothing for retirement. Okay. I cashed out my 401k to take a year off from working, and it's not even like you get the exact amount that's in the account. The penalties are brutal if you take it out early.
Would anybody else's parents check the bill at restaurants and meticulously comb through each line item, making sure you actually ordered everything that was there? Because my parents would do that. And for whatever reason, I just think it's so tacky now. So I pretty much never look at the bill. I just put my card down. Sometimes I'll just put my card down before I even get the bill.
My husband always checks, and at least 25% of the time the check is wrong. I've served for 25 years. Please check your bill. I work as a server, and reviewing your bill before you hand me your card is the entire reason I handed you the itemized receipt. Please look at it. You'd be shocked how often it's wrong. I had a $438 bill last week that was $136. They added 3 bottles of wine to the tab that the table next to us had. You better do it these days with the surcharges and the other ripoffs. We've definitely seen that going over some of the restaurant videos on this channel. But we got another comment from you guys right here. Never put an authorized user on your credit card. A relative maxed out my credit cards in 2 months.
We just took a call. This woman co-signed. She actually bought the RV for him. Like, the loan is in her name. They break up.
And now it's back
the wedding is off. And now it's all on her to deal with this underwater RV loan. I'm like, oh gosh.
It's so hard.
Never do it. If you listen to the show, I'm going to come after you if you go do this now.
Don't co-sign. And what's hard is when someone comes to you, you feel like, oh my gosh, I'll help them out, right? They need a new car. They need this. So the intention of it is so good and pure, right? That you're helping, and then you get screwed in the process. Is what ends up happening.
And the worst part is
there's a part you have to protect yourself.
A boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance,
the
and you co-sign the debt.
You
It doesn't work out.
The amount of examples we've seen on this channel of that is unreal. Please don't co-sign for anybody.
Tell me something you spent way too much money on and instantly regretted. I'll wait.
A new car, yet again. Somebody else says college, casino, not going anymore. A Roomba vacuum, the Bucks plus 5.5, which I'm pretty sure is more gambling, makeup and beauty products. My mom impulse bought a piano. That was a wild $10,000 purchase. She doesn't even play. A 2022 Toyota Tundra 1794. I know that they are very expensive. Taylor Swift tickets, that's all you really need to say. They are thousands of dollars. Ordering Tim Hortons on Uber Eats. Somebody else says school and student loans, solar panels, car loan again, gambling again, a new car again, groceries, a car again. I mean, it goes on and on. But now it's fun to be a part of a trend like this. We're broke, we should book another trip. And then the next slide is us being broke in a whole bunch of places we took trips in, creating that generational debt. Good on ya. Generational debt is better than generational wealth. I have it hard, so should they. Nice. And we're going to finish off this video with a crazy one, at least in my opinion. A very expensive piece of luggage that apparently gets damaged super easy.
This right here is my $2,000 Remova suitcase, and unfortunately, airlines love to absolutely destroy it. But what if instead of crying about it, it was something I actually celebrated? And that's exactly why I designed the Remova Incident Report Log. It's a premium hardcover sticker book for documenting every single one of those unfortunate travel moments. Because even Remova says dents and scratches are part of the suitcase's patina. So the next time you're traveling and your bag comes off the conveyor belt with a little extra damage, you can simply turn to a fresh page, write down all of the flight details, rip it out, and stick it directly on the suitcase, pointing right at the damage so you never forget which adventure it came from.
My suitcase is so poorly designed that I gaslit my customers into glorifying every time it gets damaged instead of getting a refund or replacement. I couldn't have said it better myself. What's the point of getting a $2,000 suitcase if it can be damaged like a $100 one? Exactly. I feel like a $2,000 suitcase shouldn't be this easy to damage. That was basically the entire rest of the comment section. I don't think it's worth it in my opinion either. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.